It was just past dawn when commuters rushed in and out of the busy bus station, people wrapped in coats, complaining about the cold, footsteps echoing across the concrete. But no one noticed the tiny girl sitting alone on a worn wooden bench near bus stop 17. Her legs dangled from the seat, covered with thin pink leggings that did little to protect her. A shabby backpack sat beside her, and she kept her hands tightly wrapped around its straps, a broken bar, as if that backpack was the only thing she had left in the world. Her name was Amina. She was 8 years old, small for her age, fragile, and born with a physical disability that made walking painful and slow. She tried to hide it, but every movement showed her struggle. Despite that, she had always been a bright, smiling child, until today. Today, her mother had walked her to the bus stop, held her hand, told her to wait there because she had something important to do. But when Amina turned her head, blinking away the fog of the cold morning, her mother was gone. Just a broken bar gone. At first, she thought maybe her mother stepped away for a minute. Maybe she'd grab food. Maybe she'd come back smiling. But minutes turned to an hour. Then 2. Fear slowly crept into her breathing, and she hugged her backpack even harder, trying not to cry. People passed her, so many people, but no one stopped. Some were in a hurry, some were annoyed, some simply didn't care. A few glanced at her, then looked away, pretending they didn't see the shivering little girl alone. On the opposite side of the bus station, a tall man in a dark overcoat was walking with long, determined steps. His name was Zayin Khan, known in the business world as one of the youngest CEOs in the city. A brilliant mind, a strict leader, a man who spent more time buried in contracts than he did around people. He liked silence, routine, and distance. But today, life pushed him towards something he never expected. He was returning from an exhausting night to meetings, negotiations, paperwork. His eyes were heavy, and cold winds bit at his face. He wasn't the kind of person to stop for anything or anyone. He lived like a machine, and the world saw him that way too, until he heard a broken bar, a sound, a soft, shaky whimper. He almost ignored it, but something about it tugged a thread deep inside him, a one he'd tried to keep buried for years. A memory of a child crying. His own childhood, a broken bar filled with loneliness after losing his parents. The sound came again. He turned his head. There she was, a tiny girl with tears streaming silently down her cheeks, biting her lip as if trying to be brave. Her legs trembled, and she kept looking toward the street, hoping her mother might reappear. Something inside him cracked. He hesitated, debating with himself. Approaching strangers was not his thing. He didn't like getting involved. But he couldn't walk away. Slowly, he stepped toward her. The girl stiffened when she noticed him. Fear flashed in her eyes. "Hey, a broken bar, it's all right," he said softly, surprising even himself. "Are you waiting for someone?" Amina wiped her nose with her sleeve. "My mom," she whispered. "She said she was coming back." "When did she leave?" She stared at the ground. "Long time ago." The CEO felt a sinking feeling. He crouched down so he wasn't towering above her. "I'm sure she didn't mean to scare you, but it's too cold to sit here alone. Do you mind if I wait with you for a bit?" She hesitated. Her voice was barely audible. "Strangers are broken bar. Mom says don't talk to strangers." He nodded. "She's right. Strangers can be dangerous." Then he gently added, "So let's not be strangers." "I'm Zayn." "What's your name?" "Amina," she murmured. "That's a beautiful name," he said with a warm smile he hadn't used in years. Slowly, she let her guard down. Minutes passed. Then he noticed her wince every time she moved her legs. "Are you hurt?" She shook her head at first, then finally whispered, "I can't walk fast. My legs don't work like other people's." He saw it instantly, her disability, the way she struggled to shift her weight. And in that moment, a broken bar, everything made sense. Why she was left here. Why her mother didn't come back. His chest tightened with anger he didn't want to believe. No parent would abandon a child like this, right? But the truth was already visible in Amina's trembling breaths. He offered her food. She refused. He offered water. She hesitated but took it. He tried calling the number she gave him. It was switched off. Hours passed, crowds thinned, daylight faded. Still no one came. Finally, Amina whispered the words that broke Hema. Maybe my mom doesn't want me. Anna Maria broke in bar. Her little voice cracked, and with it, the armor around his heart shattered too. Don't say that, he said gently, placing his coat around her shoulders. You matter more than you know. Tears flowed freely now, soaking the fabric of his coat. Why would she leave me? She sobbed. He couldn't answer, not truthfully, not without hurting her more. So he said the only thing he believed with his whole heart. Sometimes adults make terrible mistakes, but that is never your fault. He made calls to social services, the police, shelters, but the system was overloaded, understaffed, and coldly procedural. They needed days or maybe weeks to place her, and they wanted to send her to a temporary holding facility for abandoned children. Zayn looked at Amina, shivering under his coat, clutching his sleeve like it was the only safe thing in the world. He couldn't let her go there, not after everything she'd already suffered. So he made a decision, a completely unplanned, irrational, emotional decision that shocked even him. I'm taking responsibility for her, he told the officers firmly. I'll foster her until a permanent solution is found. Sir, you're a CEO, they argued. You're sedully. I'll make time, he said. She won't spend one more night feeling unwanted, not while I can help. Amina's red-rimmed eyes widened. You a broken bar, you want me? The question pierced him. He knelt again, looking into her eyes. I want you to be safe, he said softly, and I want you to know you're not alone anymore. Her small hand slipped into his. Okay, she whispered. And in that moment, the lonely CEO realized this wasn't pity. It was purpose. Over the next weeks, life changed in ways neither of them expected. Zayn rearranged his entire schedule. He hired therapists but sat through sessions himself so she wouldn't be scared. He drove her to school every morning and listened to her stories. He cookied her terribly at first, but she laughed and taught him simple recipes. She began smiling again, laughing again, healing. And he a broken bar. He found something he didn't even know he was missing, a reason to come home. Amina slowly gained strength. Her disability didn't disappear, but with therapy and encouragement, she could walk longer distances without pain. She started drawing pictures of a tall man holding her hand, a man who looked suspiciously like him. One night, she left a note on his desk. Thank you for not leaving me at the bus stop. He held that note for a long, silent moment, a broken bar, before wiping a tear he didn't expect. Eventually, the authorities found her mother. She had deliberately abandoned Amina due to financial struggles and personal issues. They asked if Zayn wanted to file charges. He refused. Anger wouldn't heal the past. But when they asked what he wanted for Amina's future, a broken bar, he didn't hesitate. I want to adopt her, he said. The process took months. Interviews, background checks, endless paperwork. But the day finally came. A judge handed him the documents. Congratulations, Mr. Khan. She is officially your daughter. Amina jumped into his arms with tears streaming down her face. Baba, she whispered for the first time. And in that moment, the lonely CEO who once lived only for work held the little girl who taught him about love, hope, and second chances.